So, as we all know, the job market is kind of just cooked right now. Like we have people with degrees not getting jobs, people with years and years of experience not getting jobs, and it's not looking good anytime soon. And the people who are struggling the most are the people who are supposed to just be getting into the market. There are people here, Gen Z. Some people have no experience, some people have like a couple years of experience. And we're supposed to be the people getting into it right now, and we can't. And it's sort of like trickle down. There are people who are supposed to be getting jobs in their career who aren't able to get those jobs, so they got to live somehow. So they get like entry level jobs, jobs that should be like high school level jobs, like jobs like high schoolers get. They got to get those jobs. So who can't get those jobs? The people who have no experience. Even then, even if they try to get those jobs, you need 2 years of experience to work at a McDonald's as a fry cook. Why? It makes no sense at all. So everybody's struggling because of everybody else, and the system's just not working. You can't get experience in a system where you need experience to get experience. And even then, people with degrees are struggling with getting those entry-level jobs as well. So nobody is thriving. And then to add on top of that, pay is just terrible. Nobody can live off what they're being paid. If you can't live off what you're being paid, why are you going to work for it? If you need 2 jobs just to be able to afford to live, you don't have time to do anything else. There's 2 jobs, or at least 1 extra job that could be going to someone else who needs it. Too much stuff. Specifically, Gen Z has been struggling with this heavily because even when we decided to get into the market, we just apparently were getting fired at an astronomical rate. I'll probably put up the exact stats, but the way it's just not it just feels impossible. People put over thousands and thousands of applications, nothing back, automated responses. Oh, you need to change your resume. I mean, nobody even sees the resume, so what's the important about it? From my own personal experience, I just got an interview. I just had I had an over the phone interview, and now I got an in-person one for a full-time position. I never applied to a full-time position, by the way. So really weird. And I also realized I hadn't applied to this job since it's almost been a year since I applied to that. So they still had my info over a year later. Which I'm not complaining about, except for the fact that they want me to do full-time. Like, I don't know, that's not what I applied to. What are they even talking to me about? But to go back on to the main topic, why it feels so impossible. Everybody is getting the same alerts, same notifications, same, oh my gosh, job at Target, $2 an hour. Like everybody, and there's thousands of people, so your chances of getting accepted are just very low unless you were the pitch perfect applicant. It's like a teeter-totter effect. Like, you could have too much experience, you could have too little experience, you could have even if you have just right, it still might be a bit too much. And it's almost like discouraging. Like, half of, I don't know the exact numbers, but apparently the majority of Gen Z has just given up on ever even trying. That's why so many people are talking about, content creation, side hustles and stuff like this, because side hustles are becoming people's main jobs. Like, I mean, whenever you can't get a job, what's the next best thing you're going to do? It's just so demoralizing because I'm in Gen Z, like, how am I supposed to, live life if I can't, I got to apply to 500 plus jobs and I get nothing. Like, I've maybe gotten 5 or so interviews. I always get told I interview well, so I don't think anything on that front is the issue. But just hearing sorry, unfortunately, like, that's just, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that? Like, damn, I can't work at McDonald's for $10 an hour. That's actually a real thing. $10 an hour is where basically all the McDonald's in my area pays for, like, the basic position, like cashier, like fry and stuff like that. It just feels so impossible. How do you break? You can't break. It's not possible to break into the system, and that's all you need. Everybody giving you tips, saying, "Oh, you just got to do this, you just got to do that, you just got to do this, got to do that." It's just not working. No change that you can make right now will probably increase your chances at all. And it gets worse because that's just the first piece of the pie. Whenever you actually do get that, let's just say entry-level job at like Target or something, okay, what about getting a job in the career that you just worked 4 years for? to get that degree. Okay, what about then? Because that's the other issue. People in Gen Z are starting to graduate. Some of them are starting to graduate, have that degree, then having to work at, I don't know, Starbucks. And, it's supposed to be, oh, this is just temporary, maybe like a year or two, keep yourself afloat, don't die. But then that turns into 1 year, 2 year, 3 years working at Starbucks. And now you're like, damn, am I ever even going to get a job in my field? And it's just so, nothing looks like it's going to change. Everybody's talking about how it gets worse. Every single day, you see more and more people from different backgrounds, different situations talking about, oh, it's getting worse. It's affecting me now. It's affecting this. And then the AI situation. We're losing jobs in general, too. So it's just like, how do we work? How do the people who need to get in? How do the people who need to get in? Because if we don't get in, how do we progress as a society? If the next generation of society cannot get in, we just can't progress. That's not how progression works. Another issue is that the oldest part of society is still being forced to work because of how high cost of living is. Like there are like 60 plus people right now still working. That's abysmal. You can't, because they take up, I don't know how much majority of the workforce right now. And obviously nobody's firing them apparently. So they're taking up spots in which Gen Z is supposed to take up. Everybody's messing up everybody else, and it's technically no one's fault except the people way high up who are controlling everything. The rent prices are insane. Everything is just impossible. Right now, the closest, like the entry-level job, the highest paying entry-level job I've seen in my area is maybe like $15 an hour for Target. I don't know about y'all, but $15 an hour is not the best. You're not going to be living a pretty high life with that one. One major expense and you're cooked. You're just cooked. $15 an hour is just not it. So imagine having to be forced to live off that, but not even being able to get the job to be able to live off of that low income. Even besides that, rent places, 2 times the rent, 3 times the rent. Can't do that on $50 an hour. Where do you live to be able to find a job to get that money? It just feels like it's all against everybody. It's just a horrible situation.